This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you very much for sparing your weekend. I think we have 6 minutes in India. We waited 6 minutes, so I think it's time to start the session. So, first of all, I would like to thank each and everyone for sparing your weekend to learn something really interesting and exciting, and one of the most happening thing in the industry. So, thank you very much again for sparing your weekend to learn something new. I promise I'll try to make it as absolutely interesting as possible, and I'll try to keep things very crisp and clear. Okay, so without delaying any time further, I would like to introduce myself. So my name is Manoj Verma. I'm a working professional with 11 years of experience. 11 years of experience. I am also into training as a part-time. So right now I'm working as a lead consultant. Almost from last 10 years I'm working in Bangalore. It's been a few months I moved to US as a part of my work profession. I was doing a couple of migrations as a part of the project. So I came here in the States for an assignment. So I'm based out of East Coast. I'm right now in Atlanta, but I'll support you guys over the India time and the US time. Okay, so that's a quick introduction about myself. So in my last 11 years, mostly I worked with enterprise grade organizations. When I say enterprise grade organizations, so mostly I work for retail companies, healthcare companies, and IoT core companies. So my teaching style, strategies that I am going to use, okay, approaches that I'm going to apply, how to tell in interview, all these things I'm going to mention, keeping these enterprise grade approaches in mind. So while going to interviews also, you can mention these enterprise grade approaches, which creates some very good impression to the interviewer. So this is a quick introduction about myself. And coming to the batch profile, batch timings. So if you are in India, the session timings, the batch timings of this 53rd batch is okay 7:30 to 9 o'clock. If you are in India, Monday to Saturday, morning 7:30 to 9 o'clock. Okay, I'm repeating again. If you are in India, Monday to Saturday, morning 7:30 to 9 o'clock. If you are in US, okay, if you are in US, session timings are Sunday to Friday, evening 9 to 10:30. Okay, Eastern time. Okay, I'm repeating again. If you are based out of US, then the session timings are Sunday to Friday, 9 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay, that's a quick introduction and the batch timings. Okay, these are going to remain till the end of the training. Okay, and I just would like to add one more point. So I'm working for one of the consulting firm based out of Bangalore. So as a part of my profession, I came here for one of the bank migration, and right now I'm working as a lead consultant, and training is my part-time. I love training people. So far in my last 9 years, I have trained almost 52 batches, and this is my 53rd batch. Okay, so far I trained almost 1200 people. Majority of the students are from India, working professionals in India, US, and masters people from United States. Majority of them are from India, US, and Australia. Okay, that's a quick introduction about my trainer profile. And yeah, so that's it. So since today's session is demo, so I would like to keep absolutely simple what our training is going to be. Okay, what our training going to be, and how we are completely standing out of the industry with respect to training, how we can stand out in the industry of training, what best can we showcase during our evolution in the cloud. And I would like to talk on that. Along with that, so you'd have heard about cloud, AWS, DevOps, okay, a lot of business models in cloud, and how are we going to take all these things we are going to cover. So why DevOps, why cloud, how business is happening before cloud, and why DevOps and cloud are complementing each other. So, and what is our approach in integrating and consuming the things is something I would like to talk more. Okay, that's a very simple agenda. Okay, that's a very simple agenda that I would like to take. So the whole training I would like to take business use case. We'll try to take one use case, and then from the technical use case we are trying to take out the problems, and then we are going to solve the problems using the cloud and DevOps approaches. Okay, for people who don't know cloud, DevOps, and all, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to start from there. Okay, and that's about it. Let's try to get into the business. Okay, so for example, I would like to give a small use case. I would like to order an iPhone. Okay, so recently iPhone 14 has been released, so I'm interested in buying an iPhone. So if you are based out of India, either you go to iPhone store, but 95% of the people prefer buying things in online, right? So if you are based out of India, what you'll do, you would like to order an iPhone, then what you'll do is you'll go here and you'll try to say I would like to buy an iPhone, and you'll search I would like to need an iPhone, I would like to buy an iPhone, and you'll type iPhone and come here, you select. Okay, you want either 128 GB variant or whether you want 256 GB variant. For example, I love this color. So black, white is my favorite, blue is my favorite color. So I would like to buy this because it is giving me 256 GB, and I would like to add this product. Okay, once I'm adding to the product, I don't want this camera anymore, and I would like to place an order. When I'm trying to place an order, what it is telling, there are two more offers are applied, and if you want to get some more discount, get you can apply Flipkart Access card. Based on that, you'll get a discount. And once you're done, you'll place an order and you'll do the payment, and you'll give the shipping address, and then you'll give the payment, and you'll get it. Every day you can track, okay, where the product is, okay, whether it is being dispatched from the warehouse, okay, whether it is in which transit, in transit, in which place of the transit, everything can be tracked easily, right? That's what the business is, and this business model is called as web applications. Accessing the business, accessing the applications over the browser of your internet, or the browser of your computer, is called as a web application. Applications which are accessed through your internet is called as a web application. Okay, so I could see a few messages in the chat window that the screen is really visible and so much of noise. Kishore, is it still the same? Any disturbance from my end? Guys, any disturbance from my end? Can someone please confirm me?
It's good,
No,
Manoj.
Manoj.
We
No,
are hearing you.
No.
Okay,
No,
Quite.
perfect.
Manoj.
Okay,
But
perfect.
screen is uh,
Also, if
hello.
anyone face, okay, if anyone feel that my screen is really less or small, okay,
Yes.
what you
Yes.
can do is, in the middle of your screen you have an option called as a drop down option. Okay, you have a drop down option. If you click the drop down option, you have an option called as hide everyone. A lot of options are available. In that, there is an option is hide everyone. The moment you click the hide everyone option, your screen will be fitting to your screen. Okay, the meetings is going to be fit to your screen. So try to use this option. I'm repeating everyone. So in the middle of your screen, you have an option with a drop down. You click the drop down, you will see a lot of options, and one of the option is hide everyone. Please click that option so that your whatever I'm sharing will be fit to your screen, so that you can have some good experience. All right, and that's it. So the business model that we are going to talk about is a web application. That's the business right now. Everything is accessible over internet. That those applications are called as a web applications. Earlier we used to have a different set of applications. Now we are having a different set of applications, client based application, which we are least bothered about. Next is a web based application. Hey, this is what we are interested about. Client-based application is nothing but an application which is installed on your computer, which only you can access it. For example, you want to watch a movie like Avatar or Avatar 2, you want to watch a movie on your computer. So what you will do, first you will download the player, like your VLC player or your MX player on your computer, and then you will install it. And once you install it on your computer, you can play that movie, right? So those applications which needs to be installed on your computer, which lets you to give you that application interface, those kind of applications are called as client based applications, and which are ruled out, which I don't want to talk about it because it is absolutely obsolete. Okay, and then the next set of applications is web applications. Applications which can be accessed from anywhere over the internet through your browser are called as web applications, and this is what I want to interested about. So if you want to use a web applications like Flipkart, a Flipkart is a classic example of a web application, an e-commerce application. If you want to run an application which has to be accessed by thousands and lakhs of users across the internet, what you have to do? Some software developers have to develop the application, and that application has to be installed. Okay, I'm going to use the word installed or deployed. So we are going to install that software or your application on the top of your server. Okay, for example, this is your server. What is a server? A server is nothing but a big computer with high CPU and high memory. Okay, so which is not a client based machine. Okay, the laptops that you are using are designed for one person. You bought a computer. Why you bought a computer? You want to do some task, right? That is just for you. Okay, one person accessing. Okay, those type of machines are called as client based machines. A server is nothing but a very big computer which is designed to deliver or accessible by hundreds and thousands of users. Okay, so these servers are also being provided by a lot of companies. We call them as vendors. So for example, HP is a vendor, Cisco is a vendor, Okay, IBM is a vendor who sells these hardwares, just like your Lenovo laptop, Sony laptop, HP laptop. Okay, similarly, this hardware is also being provided by a lot of customers, a lot of people. So on the top of this server, what we are going to do is we are going to install an operating system first. Okay, for example, we are going to install an operating system, and either it can be Windows or Linux. Okay, so let's take let's say OS installed. Okay, operating system is installed. We have installed the operating system. Okay, we have installed the operating system. Once the operating system is installed, on the top of it we can install our application. Okay, what are the application that your Flipkart development team has been developed, you are going to deploy it. Okay, let's take it this way. Okay, what are the application to deploy? Web application. Web application. Now, since this application is being accessed by thousands of users or millions of users in India and US, do you think that the server is not important? Do you think that the server is not important? Definitely not. It's very, very important. And these kind of servers, each and every software company will have. Okay, not just one, not just two. They'll have hundreds and thousands of servers based on the scale of the company. Okay, based on the scale of the company. So a classic example of server is, let me show you one server, how a server looks like. Uh, HP server. This is how a server looks like. This is how a server looks like. Okay, this is how a server looks like. For example, this is a big server which is looking like a CPU. Okay, this model of server are called as a data center. Okay, this model of servers are called as a rack servers. So copy the image and put it here. Okay, for example, you'll have hundreds and thousands of servers in your infrastructure. Okay, in your data center. Okay, now if you are having one server, two server, three server, where do you keep them? You won't keep them in your bag, right? Okay, you won't keep them in your bag. You need to designate them place. Okay, you need to designate them and you need to host them in some place, and such type of places are called as a data center, because your company's revenue is 100% dependent on the top of the performance and the availability of these machines. So obviously you need to ensure that these servers are operating all the time. Okay, you need to ensure that these servers are operating and all the time. Have you ever seen Flipkart is down? Have you ever seen that your Google server is down or Google web server is down? Or have you ever seen that Google Maps is down? Or have you ever seen any web application or any WhatsApp application is down for less than 10 minutes, 20 minutes? Never, right? That's how we need to organize the infrastructure. Okay, so each and every company will have their own data center. Okay, data center is a place where we are going to host our servers. Okay, these are, we are having the server side, these kind of servers we are going to host. Huge means really huge. Okay, huge number of servers we are going to host. I'd like to give a quick background about how things are organized. So before learning anything, if you know how things are before, so you'll appreciate the beauty of it and you'll try to learn more. Okay, so you'll have hundreds and thousands of servers in the data center, and uh, you need to organize them. Okay, and you need to organize them. So maintaining a data center is a very, very big deal. Why it is a big deal? Why it is a big deal? So you have your computer. Does your computer emit heat, guys? Your computers emit heat. Okay, for example, if your computer is emitting heat, what you will do? You either immediately will turn on the fan or you'll turn on your AC and you'll try to keep your computer cool down, right? Similarly, in a typical data center, okay, this is how a data center looks like. Okay, IBM data center. This is how a data center looks like. A data center is a place where a company is going to host its corporate servers and infrastructure, okay, with certain metrics and parameters. Okay, can you see this? How many wires? Okay, how many wires are connected? Okay, how many servers are there? Can you see this, guys? And if you see this at the bottom, okay, the air conditioning system is going to release, okay, the cool air from the bottom and the top of the servers to keep the servers cool down. Okay, so to keep the servers down, to keep the server temperature as per the industry standard, we need to maintain the temperature of the data center. Okay, so typically if you want to maintain any of the data center, okay, you need to have a private place first. You need to have a private place, a private place private and secure place. Okay, since your business is completely dependent on the top of the servers, okay, you cannot let everyone to access this. Okay, you cannot let a stranger come and unplug the cable side. You cannot, and you should not. Okay, so always your servers and your server should be secure and no one should be having access to it. So that means you need to take a lease and you need to look for some good place which has very limited access to the public, and you need to have security around the clock. Okay, security around the clock, and at the same time 24 by 7 you need to maintain a temperature of, okay, 16 to 19 degrees temperature you need to maintain, because each and every computer or your server is going to emit a lot of heat. And if you leave the machines like that, okay, they will be destroyed. Okay, that means the wear and tear of the product will be diminished to a very greater extent. Okay, so what you'll do, we are driving a car. Okay, what we do, we are driving a car, so continuously if you drive the car, okay, and if the radiator of the car ran out of water, what will happen? So your car will break down because of excessive heat, right? So to do that, what we do, we put some coolant or water next to the radiator, which is going to generate some cool air and which is going to cool down your engine, right? If your engine is cooled down, the performance of the car will be high and you can drive long. Similarly, even servers, for the better wear and tear and for the continuous availability of the business, you need to keep them 16 to 19 degrees temperature. Okay, and 16 to 90 maintaining 16 to 19 degrees temperature is a big deal, because around the clock you need to supply power. That means 24 by 7 power supply. Okay, either you are based out of India or US, there are high chances sometimes we'll experience power outage, power cuts. Okay, we'll experience power cuts, right? We cannot say that, hey, my application is down because of Flipkart is down because the Flipkart data center or Flipkart the servers are having power issue, because of that your servers are down. No, you cannot say that. Okay, your availability of the product gives the reputation of the product. So okay, how much ever the product is up, that much reputation you have, and at the same time that much money your business can make more, which means you need to maintain dual power supply. What do you mean by dual power supply? So maintaining two vendors for your power supply, which means, so for example, I teach classes. Okay, from last 8 years I'm into classes. So far I trained almost 52 batches. So in between I cannot say that, hey guys, today I have a power outage, so we don't have class, right? I cannot say that. Why? Because people across the globe are joining my classes. So to give the availability, promised availability, I maintain two connections. Okay, one is my government supplied power and another is I have my private inverter or a battery backup. In case if I lose the power, I still have my battery backup, which acts as a power supply, right? Similarly, the data center guys also will maintain two power supplies, which means even if one power supply vendor goes down, the other supply vendor will still pay. That means you need to pay two times. Okay, and I also teach classes, right? I'm teaching classes. For example, I use two networks. One is Airtel Extreme Fiber I use in India, and I also use Geo Fiber. Two fiber networks with 300 mbps networks I use. Why I use two? There are high chances that sometimes Airtel may not work, and there are high chances that sometimes Geo might not work. I cannot say a silly reason that, hey, network is down, let's not have a class, right? So to give the commitment, I maintain two networks, 24 by 7 network supply, dual network. Means your internet service provider, you should have two ISPs. That means two internet service providers should be configured to your servers, which also means at any point of time, if one internet service provider fails, okay, the other service provider should be able to pick up the load. Okay, and at the same time, 24 by 7 security. Okay, because each and every company maintains the customer data is very important, and if they fail to protect the customer data, the local government will put hectic fines on the organizations. And you also need to follow the geographical orders. As per the geographical standards, you need to protect the data, which also means you need to have physical security and network security as well. So you need to have it. And second thing and second thing, hardware refresh. Okay, I'll keep on using the word hardware. Hardware is nothing but servers. Hardware is nothing but servers. For example, if Flipkart has released if Apple has released iPhone 15, what they'll do next? Immediately what they'll do is, okay, we are going to discontinue iPhone 6 and iPhone 7 models starting from today. Apple will announce, right? What exactly does that mean? Anyone can tell? Anyone? What exactly does that mean? If Apple releases iPhone 14, If they say we are not going to support iPhone 6 and iPhone 7, what exactly does that mean? Guys,
because
anyone?
they want
Anyone?
because they want the sales of a newly launched phone.
Uh-huh. Okay. If they say we are not going to support the product anymore, what exactly is that mean? Does it mean?
Any component related to that iPhone 5, 6 will not, it will not support the old people who are using that that particular product.
Oldest technology.
So if
What's your name?
product if
Automatically people will upgrade to the next level product. If
if
it's old
products
one.
get failed,
It will
they will
replace
not
the servers.
support.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Which also means if someone says that the product is out of support or we are no longer supporting the product like iPhone 6 and 7, which means Apple is not going to release software updates for your for your iPhone. And at the same time, for example, okay, because of some XYZ reason, if your button iPhone 6 button is not working, or if your if your display button is damaged, or for example, if your touch is not working, or if your batten is bulged, you won't get the components, you won't get the spares. That means Apple is going to discontinue both the software and hardware. That means each and every hardware supplier, just like your Apple who sells phones, just like your Cisco servers which is supplied by IBM, Cisco, HP, what exactly they do is they maintain certain interval. Okay, when they are releasing a product, they'll tell you, okay, I am going to support this product for the next 5 years or 8 years, which means after 8 years they are going to mark that product as deprecated, which also means they no longer get the space. These servers will have motherboard, CPU, RAM, right? Just like your computer, it will have your motherboard, CPU, RAM, ROM. Okay, all these components are there, right? In case if they ran out of support, okay, what they have to do is they only have one option. They need to go with hardware refresh. Hardware refresh is nothing but, okay, buying a new hardware, okay, and removing the old hardware. Okay, you need to scrap the old hardware. Each and every software company, they will refresh the hardware for every 5 to 8 years. It's a really capital intensive and very costly thing. For example, let's see how much what is the server cost. Okay, HP server cost in India. Okay, again, based on the configuration, the cost will vary. So very basic server is telling, okay, so say $4,000, which is almost 5,000 means 4 lakhs. 4 lakhs. It is just a HP server. What about IBM server? So IBM power server. Okay, IBM also sells a lot of servers. So they are mentioning $5,500. It's very costly, almost 6,000, 6 lakh rupees you need to pay. Okay, it's not like just one server. What if your company is having 1,500 servers, or if your company is having 5,000 servers? Do you think it's going to be capital intensive or not? So maintaining a data center is an easy or a tough job, guys?
Top job.
So maintaining a data center, is it going to be easy job or a tough job?
Top job.
Definitely tough. For
Tough,
example,
tough.
what if in your batch, okay, Alekia, Kirti, and Abdul, all three guys got a small thought and they want to develop a product. And for example, they want to develop a product and they want to deploy or they want to install somewhere, and they need servers. They can't afford, okay, they can't afford buying a server and buying a data center and configuring all these things. Definitely, their startup cannot be proceeded, right? Because data center is a capital intensive thing. Do you think a group of 10 students who want to start a startup, can they afford data center? Any one of you says yes? Any one of you says yes?
No.
Definitely no. Definitely no. So it's going to be very challenging thing. And if you observe in between 1995 to 2005, the number of software companies which are emerging in the market are very, very, very less. If you take from 2009 to 2022, the number of software companies which are coming in the industry are drastically increased. And the reason for this is cloud. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Let's consider a use case like you're a college student who graduated in 2022 and you got a job in a company called as IBM, and you're being given an order or a offer to move to Bangalore as a part of your profession. You have two options. If your father is rich and if he can afford you a flat in an apartment, he can invest 70 lakhs and 80 lakhs and he can buy you a flat and ask you to stay there. That is one option. And the second option is Your father can come with you and can search for a nice flat in an apartment, and who can pay, okay, 15,000 or 20,000 per month, and you can stay there how much ever you want. And for example, you got a job in Mumbai, you can move there without any liabilities here. Which one of the option is best?
Rental.
Lease
Okay.
model.
Yeah, the
That
rental.
model, that model is called as a pay as you go model, and that's where cloud comes up to picture. Cloud is nothing but, okay, cloud comes up in the concept of pay as you go model. Okay, so cloud is nothing but pay as you go model, guys. Okay, cloud, it came up with a concept called as pay as you go. You pay for whatever you have used. Okay, so for example, my business is into e-commerce. Okay, during Christmas and Black Friday sale, okay, the number of users who are buying your products are really high, so I need 1,000 servers extra, and those 1,000 servers I'll be using it just for 15 days. So do you think it is wise to buy 1,500 servers for just for 2 weeks and keeping them idle for the next 1 year? Or you can lease them for 15 days and use it and return it once you're done? Which one of the option is best?
Lease.
Exactly. That's where this cloud provider came up into picture. Okay. So in 2002, 2003, when Amazon, they starting their e-commerce, okay, keeping the future demands in mind, they bought extensive amount of hardware, and their calculations really went wrong. Okay, whatever the forecasting they have done with respect to the utilization, okay, it really went bad, and they felt that, okay, out of both the servers, out of the servers that they bought, only 20 to 30% of the servers they are using. Rest of them they kept idle. Okay, because they forecasted that they're going to use, for example, 1,500 servers, and out of which they are just using 100 servers. That means almost 90% of their prediction went wrong. Okay, for example, this is their Amazon data center. They bought huge number of servers. Okay, they bought huge number of servers, and their prediction really went wrong, and they left with no choice. Okay, and one of the intern, okay, this opportunity is this idea was initially got by one of the intern who was in Amazon in 2001 or 2, I really don't remember. So he gave up with an idea, why can't we give our servers for lease for people who want? And that's where the idea of cloud came up into picture. Okay, for example, if this is an Amazon data center, we all know what is an data center. Data center is a place where we are going to host our infrastructure or your servers. So for example, I'm starting a startup, or for example, I'm a bank in India, or for example, I got a thought just like a WhatsApp. Okay, for example, let's assume I'm a student in 2012 who got a thought to send messages from one mobile to another mobile using internet, and I need 10 servers. Okay, I got some angel investor who is ready to pay $100,000 to me as a part of my investment, and he told me, I'm going to give very less. You make whatever you want with that $100,000. So he immediately got a thought, okay, why can't we go with a provider who can give you server as a service? And that's where Amazon, all these guys came up with a picture of pay as you go. Okay, for example, if you want to start a business, you can sign up with Amazon telling that I would like to I would like to sign up with you guys because I would need 100 servers, or I would need 10 servers, or I would need 100 servers. You just tell them how many servers you want. These guys are going to provide you. And whenever you want, you use them. Whenever you don't want, you destroy them. No one cares. Okay, you are going to pay for the number of hours or the number of minutes, not even minutes, number of seconds you're going to use. Okay, only for the first 1 minute, you're going to build first minute, and from then you are going to be build on second. Okay, based on seconds. Okay, for example, this is customer one. For example, this is, okay, customer one. Okay, customer one just needs six servers, and customer two, he just need two servers. I'm going to use different colors just to represent these are different customers. A customer is nothing but a company who is really a customer who is paying for Amazon. Okay, and another one is paying for two servers. This is customer, and likewise and like for they started offering, okay, infrastructure to the customers as service. And that's where, okay, so that's where the concept of cloud in 2004 started. Okay, so in market, 75 to 80% of the market is AWS. Okay, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. You take 75 to 80 customers out of 100 are AWS customers. AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. Amazon Web Services is one of the leading provider of cloud services in across the world. AWS. Let me take this image. Okay, so let me take this image. I would like to keep things absolutely dynamic. Okay, so I'll try to prepare everything on in sessions itself so that it will make more interactive. And also guys, these sessions are not just online, these are online interactive, which also means whenever you're having any sort of questions, concerns, queries, you're always open to unmute yourself and post your questions at any point of time. Okay, and certain times I would say, okay, I would say just hold on for a couple more minutes or hold on for 10 minutes, because whenever I'm covering the topic I'll say that. But it's an online interactive training. Think that I'm in front of you. Whenever you have any sort of questions, I have given you mute and unmute option. You can unmute and ask me. Okay, this is an online interactive training. You can ask me at any point of time. Okay, and AWS stands for Amazon Web Services, who offers, okay, infrastructure as a service. Okay, in 2004 they started, and completely for almost 2000 till 2014 they are, okay, a monopoly in the industry. They don't have any competition. In 2014 Microsoft Azure, okay, Microsoft Cloud came up into picture. Now they are the second player. In 2017-19 Google Cloud came up into picture. Okay, almost 10 freaking years. Okay, almost 10 years AWS is a leader, and that's the reason 75% of the market share is Amazon. Okay, there is a something called as, okay, uh, uh, in capitalistic words or in the business words, there is an important term called as, if someone has started a business, okay, if someone is been in the business for a very long time, he will have more number of customers. Okay, because that product is registered in their minds, in the customer minds, for a very long time. For example, if I ask you what is a toothpaste in India, 90% of the people, okay, will say Colgate. Okay, so if I say toothpaste, the first image that strikes in your mind is majority of the times Colgate. Why? Because it's been there in the industry from a very long time. Okay, similarly, AWS has been in the industry for more than a decade. Okay, 2 decades with a decade of experience as a monopoly. So majority of the customers are on Amazon Cloud, and learning AWS Cloud will ensure you get a secure job. Okay, because in India and US, majority, if you get 100 calls, out of that 60 to 70% of the calls are absolutely based out of AWS. So that's the reason we have selected the cloud provider to consume in this training is 100% AWS we are going to consume. Okay, and if you learn one cloud, learning other cloud is not a big deal. Learning is not a big deal. Also, when you're talking about these Amazon Web Services or Azure Cloud or Google Cloud, they offer solutions in the form of certain business models. Let's try to understand how they offer. Okay, so what is the business model? Let's try to understand it. Okay, cloud business models. Cloud business models. Okay, whenever you're attending any meetings or whenever you're attending any interviews, okay, these things you'll get into mind. So let's talk about this as well. Cloud business models. So the cloud business models are IAC, infrastructure as a service, and second thing is PaaS, platform as a service, and third thing is SaaS, software as a service. What exactly these are? Let's talk about it. Okay. These are very important, very, very important. So what all SaaS services you know? So like this, I'll ask infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. End of the day, everything comes up, drills down to bill. Okay, everything drills down to bill. So these cloud business models are classified at core level to three business models, and these three business models are infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Okay, so it all comes up and ends up at something called as shared responsibility. Okay, so shared responsibility, called as shared responsibility. What is this infrastructure as a service? What is this platform as a service? What is this software as a service? How are we connected to each other? How cloud, and what are we going to do with this? Let me tell you about this. Okay, so based on the level, based on the expertise of the engineers that your company has, we'll choose one among them. So let's talk about this. AWS versus not AWS, IaaS versus PAS versus SAS. Okay, I would like to take one image. This is, let me take this image and place it here. So guys, this is what I'm referring, shared responsibility model. Okay, shared responsibility model. Before cloud, we used to have our own data center, and the data center is referred as on-prem or on-premise. Okay, you'll use this word majority of the times in interviews or in calls anywhere. On-prem data center, both of them are same. Okay, so on-prem is nothing but your own data center is referred as on-prem. Okay, when your business is based off on-prem model, okay, which majority of the companies are moving away. Okay, here you are responsible for buying your own networking devices. Okay, here you need to buy your own networking devices like your switches, routers, cables, all these things, and storage, the underlying storage like hard disk, SSD disk, HDD disk, the disk that also you need to buy, and servers. As I said, you need to buy HP server or IBM server or HP server. As per your organization size and needs, you are going to buy your hardware servers, and you are responsible for it. Okay, you are 100% responsible for it. You're responsible for it. And Peter, we are going to talk about what are we going to talk with respect to syllabus in few minutes, in less than 5 minutes. So I would like to request you to wait for just exactly 2 minutes, not 2 minutes, 5 minutes. All right, Pete. So I would like to, I would request you to wait for a couple more minutes, not couple, exactly 5 minutes to, that's where I would like to land next. Okay. So here your cloud is being offered in multiple ways. Okay. So if you are going with on-prem, everything is your responsibility. Application, data, middleware, operating system, everything is your responsibility. If you are going with infrastructure as a service model, Amazon is going to offer, or your cloud provider is going to offer you infrastructure like your network, storage, operating system, everything. On the top of it, you just need to run your applications, data, okay, operating system of your choice. All these things are going to be managed. Here, since you are managing more, the billing will be less. And next is platform as a service. For example, you want to run an application, and that application is, okay, Tomcat. For example, let's assume Tomcat. Tomcat is something, Tomcat is a application server, okay, which helps you running your applications like, okay, like your WhatsApp, everything. Okay, Tomcat is an application server. Okay, if you want to install Tomcat, you need to have a Linux server, and on the top of it, you need to install Tomcat, and then on the top of it, you are going to install your application. So in the platform as a service model, your cloud provider is going to provide you Tomcat. All you need to do is your development team has to develop the application, and then you need to deploy it. Okay, here network, storage, operating system, application platform, everything is managed by your cloud provider inside the platform as a service. Okay, so majority of the companies uses platform of the service whenever they don't have good cloud and good DevOps team, then only they use this. Okay, because here cloud is taking more responsibility and you are taking less responsibility, so obviously the billing will be more to you. Okay, and the next thing is software as a service. Software as a service. Software as a service is like everything the cloud provider will take care. All you need to do is you just need to ensure what you want. For example, earlier if you want to use Microsoft Office, what you do, you are going to install Microsoft Office on the top of your computer, right? Okay, which is accessible only on your computer. Now the trend is changed. You don't have to install MS Office on your computer. Okay, from the click of the browser, you can access your uh, MS Office like Outlook and your MS Word, PowerPoint, everything are accessible from your browser. Okay, rather than you, okay, rather than you installing that software on your computer. Okay, so your cloud provider like your Microsoft has created the software on their servers, and they are offering that software to you as a service. And this is the business model that majority of the software companies are coming up with. Okay, when someone is making it as a software, they are going to publish it as a SaaS model. SaaS stands for software as a service. In our training, which one we are going to use? We are going to see all three. All right, so Manu, I understood this. So how uh, I have been hearing this in cloud and DevOps, there are a lot of opportunities are there, and how true it is. And I have been heard, I also heard that people with 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years are making 15 to 30 lakhs pay or 65 to $80 in US. Is it true or not? Let's try to figure it out whether it is true or not. Okay, I say yes, but I'll also would like to give you the reason why. Okay, I'd like to give the reason. All right. So let me try to give you a reason. So earlier, guys, I would like to draw a small diagram. Example, if you assume this as your data center, okay, for example, this is very interesting thing. Let's try to see, okay, whether what is happening in the industry and are we covering that or not. Okay, let's try to see that. Okay, for example, let's assume this is a model, and in this model, and we are having, for example, okay, this is your data center. Okay, this is your data center. We all know data center is a place where we are going to host our infrastructure. In this data center, we are going to host our infrastructure, and on the top of this, we'll have in data center we'll have a lot of servers, right? Let's assume we have a lot of servers. Have a lot of servers, and these servers, okay, need some storage, right? Okay, each and every server needs some storage. So in each and every data center, you will have some storage servers as well, which gives you the storage. Venkat is complaining that he is not audible. Others, am I audible?
Yes. Yes, you are
Yes,
audible.
Manu.
Right. Okay. So yeah, perfect. Thank you, guys. So in between, I would like to check whether you guys are catching up with me or not. So please respond so that it gives me some immense level of confidence that you guys are with me. Okay. So each and every company will also have their storage servers to give the disk to the servers. Okay, this is one team. And each and every company also has their own networking, because at the end you need to protect your network. So you also need to have your network team. Network devices like your switches, routers, all these things. Switches, routers, and all the other things. Okay, so switches, routers, and all these things. Now, now, just a second. Someone. Okay, now on the top of this, okay, you're on the top of your servers. Obviously, you're going to install your applications. Okay, for example, if it is a Flipkart, you are going to install Flipkart-based applications on the top of this servers, right? So you're going to install all the applications, and these applications can be 1, 10, 20. I don't mind. Okay, I don't mind, based on the type, scale of the business. Okay, scale of the business and type of business you do, you have those many applications. Okay, you'll be having those many applications, and to monitor these all these applications, okay, you need to have a separate team, right? For example, if WhatsApp doesn't work, or if Facebook doesn't work, or uh, Twitter doesn't work, before the users know that the application WhatsApp is not working, they themselves will report, hey, we are having an issue with Facebook, we are having an issue with the sign-in application. They report, right? They need to have extensive monitoring team. Okay, and the team is called as NOC team, NOC team, which is also referred as network operations team. Okay, network operations team. You need to have the network operations team, and basically this team is referred as ops team. Okay, ops team. You need to have an ops team. Okay, you need to have an ops team. Okay, operations team, and to maintain and manage the applications, you need to have a middleware team. Okay, this is the conventional approach. Okay, how things are before cloud, I'm telling. Okay, so why more number of cloud things are happening, so that's what my idea is. And for to manage the servers, you need to have an admin team and Linux admin team to manage and administer the servers. Okay, Linux admin team. And to manage the storage, you need to have a storage team. Okay, storage team. And to manage the networking devices, you need to have a network team. And to maintain the data center, you need to have someone called as data center operations team. You also need to have someone called as data center operations team. So with cloud in picture, you don't have to host your data center, which also means you don't need to have your, if you're signing up with cloud, you can eliminate data center ops. You can eliminate, okay, you can eliminate, one second. Yeah, you can eliminate network team. You can eliminate storage team. You can eliminate the need of Linux team, and you can eliminate the need of middleware team. And you don't even need the DevOps team. Why like that? Why like that? So the moment you sign up, okay, the moment you sign up with cloud, okay, the moment you sign up with cloud, the hardware is going to be managed. Okay, the hardware is going to be managed by the cloud provider. Servers you are going to consume infrastructure as a service, storage, everything are being offered by your cloud. And that's the reason you don't see much of the jobs now in storage space, Linux space, and networking space. Okay, majority of the jobs are getting migrated, and all of these jobs and all of these duties now managed and maintained by a single team called as, okay, now I don't need 6 teams. Okay, now I don't need 6 teams. I don't need a Linux team to manage my Linux servers. I don't need. I don't need. Also, I don't need a storage team to manage my servers, to manage my storage, because my provider, okay, I'm going to pay to Amazon is going to take care of it. I don't have to manage everything. Now all of these is being maintained by a single team called as a cloud DevOps team, and that's the reason you see a lot of positions that are open for cloud and DevOps team. Okay, earlier cloud team is used to be separate. Now a separate team used to be there who manages cloud, creating the servers, destroying the servers, configuring, okay, and establishing connections. All these things are done by a cloud team, and DevOps team is you going to do a separate task. Okay, now from last 4 years things are drastically changed. Okay, the DevOps guy is supposed to do the cloud task, and cloud task is going to be a DevOps task. Okay, and both of them are going to be single team in 90% of the organizations. Okay, why? I'll tell you. Okay, why? I'll tell you. So before I proceed further, are you guys convinced that why huge number of openings and positions are available in cloud and DevOps space? And this is the reason. If one bank is migrating from on-prem to cloud, okay, it's going to cut down thousands of jobs in conventional jobs like Linux team, storage team, network team, and it's going to open cloud and DevOps team positions. And that's the reason cloud and DevOps are huge positions and less number of resources in that space. Okay, and there's a right time to apply. Okay, Manu, I'm clear with this. I'm clear with this. But how this DevOps comes up into picture? Anyone have any idea where this DevOps comes up? I understood this, how business evaluation is happening. Where this DevOps comes up? Well, let's talk about it. Before DevOps comes up, you need to understand how the software, whatever the software that we're talking about more, okay, which is going to be installed or deployed on the top of our servers, you need to understand how software is developed first. Okay, if you understand how your software is developed by your developers, then you'll understand how this cloud and DevOps are complementing and what exactly your role. What exactly your role. So just like how you construct a house, similarly in the same approach, you also develop your software. You have a land, for example, you have a plot. And if you want to build a house on the top of it, the very first thing that you do is you first check what is exactly your plot measurements are, and then you'll try to clear the, okay, clear the plot with whatever the bushes or the plants or trees that you have. You'll try to make it as a plain land, and then once it's done, you'll hire some civil engineer who can plan that, and he'll gather the requirement for you, right? So he'll ask you how many floors you want, okay, how many number of floors you want, how much how many halls you want, how many master bedrooms you want, okay, how many number of kitchen you want, how many bathrooms you want, how many floors you want, how much parking you want, what is the cellar you're expecting. All these things he'll take, and based on that, okay, he'll tell you, hey, if you want to do that, and this is the labor charge that will happen, and this will be the cement charge, and this is the wood charge, and this will be the painting charge, and overall this will be this much, and at the end he'll tell you this is the billing. Similarly in software also this happens the same way. For example, if bank approaches a company like IBM to develop their software to digitalize their old process. For example, earlier if you want to deposit money, what you do? You go to a bank, you take the deposit form, you fill the account number, you mention the amount that you're going to deposit, like how many 500 rupees notes, how many 100 rupees notes, how many 50 rupees notes, you'll write the denomination, and you'll put the signature, and you'll give it to the cashier, and cashier will enter into his accounts book. And once the account enter into the accounts book, evening he'll update into the systems, and then the account balance will be updated, right? Now the bank wants to digitalize the whole process. Now what they do is, now the banking provider, what they do is they go to the software development company like Infosys and tell that this is my requirement. I want to digitalize the whole process so that anyone who is having computer with access to internet or a mobile phone with access to the internet should be able to do the banking from the matter of their click. Through the browser they should be able to do. So what they do, they'll start gathering the requirement. Okay, they'll start gathering the requirement. So this is, if you are from the computer science background, you understand, you would have understood this picture. Okay, the software development lifecycle, SDLC, okay, is one of the very famous model. Okay, in the software development lifecycle, waterfall model is very famous, very famous. Okay, the name of the software development model is waterfall. In the waterfall model, first the banks will try to tell the requirement, whatever the requirement that they have, they'll tell that requirement to the software company like Infosys. Now Infosys will gather the requirement, and once the requirement is gathered, after having multiple calls with the documentation team, with the chief architects and the managers in the team, they'll have talk back and forth calls with all the banking team. And once the requirement is completed, okay, they'll sign off telling that, okay, these are the requirements I want, and to do that, then this is the billing I'm expecting. Now bank will start releasing the money, and now the software development team, who are the chief architects and the chief developers in the project, they'll start designing the product. Okay, so how the product looks like, and how the page looks like, which color we need to give, and what options we need to display, all these things will be designed. Okay, so this requirement gathering will take 2 to 3 months, and this design will take 5 to 6 months. And implementation is nothing but, once the design blueprint is ready, now we need to implement it, and once the implementation is done, they need to deploy it. So all this process used to take years of time. Years of time. For example, if the bank has given the requirement in 2011, if they're delivering the product in 2015, by that time the requirement would have been changed by that time. Because of this waterfall method and the slow development of software, okay, majority of the projects are scrapped in between the developments itself. And when I joined in 2012 in one software company, the time I joined, okay, within 3 months the project is scrapped. The reason is, the project is been developing by this company from last 4 years. Now the requirements itself is changed. Now who is the loser? The customer is the loser. To avoid that, okay, so a set of software, say a group of people who came up, and they came up with a strategy called as agile. In the agile methodology, rather than developing the whole software or whole product in a single shot, let's develop, let's take the whole product, and rather than taking the whole product, let's take one feature and develop it. And once the feature is liked by customer, okay, let's add one more feature. Okay, and once the feature is liked by the customer, let's add one more feature. Like that, by taking the retrospective and taking the collective feedback from the customer and the software development team, developing the software ensures the product is developing in a right way. Okay, what if you happen, after taking the requirement, once the product is implemented, if the customer doesn't like the product, again they need to go back and redo the whole things, right? In agile methodology, it will not happen like that. Okay, it will not happen like that. We'll take one small feature. Okay, we'll take one small feature. Okay, and then we'll plan that feature, and then the developers will design the feature. And once the design is completed, they'll build the product, which is nothing but deploy the product, and they'll test the product whether the product is working or not. And then they'll get it reviewed by the customers telling, hey sir, whether the product is as per your expectation or not. And once it is done, they'll release it, and then they'll go to the next feature, and then next feature, like that, and like forth. So for example, if you take WhatsApp as an example, first WhatsApp, what is the first feature released by WhatsApp? Anyone? What is the first feature released by WhatsApp? Anyone? Anyone? They first released texting. Guys, can someone please speak? Is anyone speaking? Can someone
Hey,
please speak? Okay,
hi.
perfect. What is the first feature released by WhatsApp?
Messages?
Yes, messages
Hmm.
over internet from one mobile to another mobile. That is the first feature they released, and they released the product, and then people like the product, and then they felt like, okay, people are liking the product. So what can be done better? They felt like adding smileys, okay, smileys, okay, or emoticons,
Emojis.
or something they added in the next phase. And then after few months, like 1 month or 2 months, what they did, people are liking the product, and they started using our product more. Now they want to talk more. Okay, now a group of people want to talk more, so we want to create groups. So WhatsApp has introduced another feature called as groups. Means you can add 32 people per group first earlier, and now after a few months they expanded the limit to groups to 252. Right now you can add up to 252 per group, right? They released one more feature after a few months, 255. And then, so people felt like, when we are messaging over internet, why can't we talk over internet? So they introduced the concept of voice call. When you have WhatsApp, you can talk to one person using voice call. And then they introduced video call. And then they introduced conference call. And in a lot of companies, in a lot of startups, okay, which cannot afford Teams, okay, which cannot afford Slack, they have their official calls in WhatsApp conferencing, okay. And then they also introduced something called as payments in India, UPI payments in India. So likewise and like forth, rather than developing the product in a single shot, they are taking a feature, developing it, releasing it to the public, and then they are taking it, and they are taking it, and then they are taking it, and they're developing it. So if this development has to happen so quick, you need to have a separate team. Okay. So now tell me where the role of DevOps comes from. Anyone can tell me what exactly DevOps is? Anyone? Anyone? Anyone?
It's a process or methodology.
Okay. Anyone else? Yeah.
Making a
Okay.
It's a
making a
process
very
of. Go ahead,
Sorry.
sorry.
oh,
Facilitating entire development life cycle, providing them, if in case we include cloud, then providing them the infrastructure,
Okay.
getting from QA to production sort of thing.
Okay. So earlier,
The
guys,
com-
where lot of people are
combination of
thinking that. Yeah, please go ahead.
development and operations.
Hmm,
How
okay.
DevOps is nothing but a way of handling all stages of SDLC efficiently by providing
100%
the
right.
setup.
100% right. Who said that?
I
Integrate
say
and
this is
development are complete the software life cycle.
Exactly, guys. So for all those who are thinking DevOps means the development and operations, that's 100% false. DevOps means a development related operations, not development plus operations. Okay. Earlier, guys, if a developer has developed an application, what he says is, okay, developer develops the application earlier before the DevOps evolution. So developer develops the application, developer developed the application, and he used to give it to the ops team to deploy it. Okay. Developer develops the application, developer develops the app, and he gives it to the ops team to deploy it. That's it. Okay. Now this guy, the ops guy, he don't know what he has done, how he has done, what he's asking me to deploy. So here the developer has to tell your operations how to deploy. Okay. For example, this guy, operations guy, was being told to deploy it, and he deployed it, and the product is not working. Or while deploying or installing, the product is coming up with issues. Now what he has to do, he just need to go back to the developer and he needs to tell, hey, this is not working, can you please help me? So his operations are not efficient, and this developer thinking that this operation guy is going to deploy the product, and he went for a break and he came back after 2 hours, and after that he's still saying that, hey, this product is having issue, I don't know what to do. So don't you think that 2 hours or 3 hours of one developer has been wasted? So earlier, the developer and the operations are going to work independently without knowing what they are doing. With the DevOps introduction, okay, DevOps main strategy is whatever the manual task that your developer is doing, automating it and making the developer life productive, and at the same time releasing more software versions. Okay. Earlier, you used to get once in a while your software updates for your Windows machine or your Linux machine or your mobiles, right? Now, how often you are getting software updates? How often? For every week, month, once or twice in a month, right? Agree or not, guys? How they're releasing the software versions so efficiently and quickly. Okay. And if a software has to be released to the public, it has to work 100% at least, right? At least 99.99% it has to work. Okay. So the application has to work when someone updates the product or releases a software version. Now, a new team was evolved from the last 5 to 10 years, and the team is a DevOps. What the DevOps team does is, okay, what exactly the DevOps team has to do is this. Exactly what he has to do is, so what the DevOps exactly has to do is, okay, this is the role. Okay, don't think the developer has to sit and write Java code. No, you don't write code. Okay, developer will write the application. Okay, and the DevOps engineer responsibility is to take the code from the developer and deploy it from across the different environments. okay, across the different environments. So each and every company will have the production environment, which is nothing but your customer base or your money making machines. Okay, and an environment which is exactly close to production, you will have something called as pre-prod or staging. Likewise, you have development environment. If you want to do testing, you will have testing servers. Like that, you will have different environments. All you need to do is you need to ensure you need to take the code from the developer and you need to deploy it across all the environments with a very lesser downtime, with a very less downtime. Okay, I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do, what strategies you do. I want to ensure I need to keep my developer life easy by shipping the code across all the environments. Okay. In majority of the companies, DevOps and cloud roles are treated like first class citizens. Okay. Next to developers. Okay. So in majority of the companies, you will be given a free hand to choose the tool of your choice. If you have proved in the 1 to 2 months in a company you join, they'll even give you a free choice to choose the tool of your choice in an open source. Okay. Majority of the times in DevOps, people use as open source tools. Open source is like you don't have to pay license. Okay, so if you hire a good engineer, he'll try to bring the open source tools and you don't have to pay anyone. If you don't hire a good engineer who don't have the capability to explore and do, he is dependent on the proprietary tools, then you end up paying licensing to the appropriate tool. Okay, so coming back to the story, the main role of a DevOps engineer is he has to take the code from the lower environment and he has to ship it to the higher environment without any issues. When I say without any issues, you need to ensure that there won't be any downtime in the application. Okay, so guys, this is also very important. The reason why just to deploy, why you need a separate DevOps engineer is availability. Okay, each and every minute matters a lot. For example, if you are selling a solution, okay, for example, if you are selling a solution, what your customer asks, okay, your customer asks, what is the uptime guarantee that you give? Okay, for example, if I want to use WhatsApp business, I need to pay 10 $20 to be, WhatsApp, right? Likewise, millions of users are paying $20 for your WhatsApp business. So WhatsApp has to give the commitment to the users. This product is going to be available, okay, 99.99%. Okay, if someone says that product is, okay, this is very important in interviews. Uh, they'll ask you, what is 99.99% uptime? What is 99.999% uptime? Which means if someone says the product is 99.999% up, that means you cannot have a maximum of, okay, you cannot have more than 26 seconds of overall downtime. That means, so if someone commits you 99.999 availability, which means your product should not be down for more than 26 seconds. Okay, the number of nines increases, the product cost increases. That is the reason as a DevOps engineer, you need to ensure the product is up all the time. Okay. If your customer commits you 99.9% of up, that means in a month, you cannot have more than 43 minutes, 28 seconds of downtime. If you are having 43 minutes, 28 minutes of 43 minutes, 28 seconds of downtime, more than that, your customer will fine you. Okay. Because your SLA, service level agreement, you breached the service level agreement. Okay. Now you can understand how important the DevOps roles are. Okay, you need to ensure that your applications are running and upgraded from one version to another version without any issues. Okay, now this course, okay, this is also one of the most common asked question. So Varma, is this course is going to cover site reliability engineer, SRE, or not? Yes, we are going to cover site reliability engineering as well. What exactly is site reliability engineering? If you are working for a small companies, okay, where you are having a team of 5 people, 6 people, the production and the non-production activities are going to be handled by the same team, that is the DevOps team. If you are working for a very big organizations, for example, if you are working for big organizations where they are having huge number of servers and huge number of environments, and the workloads are going to be shared. Okay, so the deployment related activities related to production will be handled by the SRE team. Okay, SRE ensures there are no downtimes involved in the applications running on live servers, which is nothing but production servers, while DevOps handles the non-production environment. Okay, and moreover, the site reliability engineers majorly focus on creating the dashboards, checking the product is up or not, and creating monitoring metrics and checking health check metrics and creating observability dashboards and checking how up the product is. All these things these guys are going to do. Okay, if you work for a small organization, both the DevOps and SRE are going to be managed by you only. If you are working for bigger organization, they'll diversify the roles of DevOps and SRE, but SRE main focus is focusing on production along with something called as observability. Okay, so we are going to cover observability also to the production grade approach. Okay, here are a few examples of the graphs that we made in the previous batch, I mean in the ongoing batch. Okay, so checking the product, making our own graphs. Okay, so we are going to do the graphs, all these things we are going to make. Okay, this is the observability that we are going to make in the upcoming sessions. Okay, so this course is going to cover observability as well, so you can also apply for site reliability engineering as well. Okay, now as a part of the course, what are all we are going to cover? Okay, so let's see. Okay, so what are we going to cover and what is the approach that I'm taking? Let's try to show you that. Okay, so if you want to be on the top of cloud and DevOps world, the very first thing that you should know is Linux. Okay, is anyone speaking? I can hear some disturbance.
Yes, Manoj.
Yeah, please tell me. Please tell me, Prashant.
No, no, Manoj. Please continue.
Okay, all right. So
May I know what tools you are going to discuss in the for the monitoring and observability?
sure, I'm coming there. I'm coming there.
Okay, thank you.
So in a nutshell, we are going to cover Elastic, Logstash, Kibana for log aggregating, and then we are going to cover Prometheus and Grafana. I'll talk about what exactly that is in the upcoming stages. So just give me 10 more minutes. I'm going to go there. Thank you. So in the cloud and DevOps space, okay, 99% of the platform hosted in the enterprise is Linux. Linux is a command line operating system. Just like how Windows is an operating system, Linux is a command line operating system. Okay, majority 95 plus percent of the DevOps and cloud tools are based on Linux. Okay, without Linux, it's impossible to survive. And also, when someone is taking an interview, in the first 5 minutes or 10 minutes itself, they can decide whether they reject you or select you. In any interview, the very first thing that they'll check is whether this guy know Linux or not. If this guy know Linux, he can somehow survive in this industry. That's what the belief. Okay, keeping that in mind, we are going to kickstart our course with Linux. Okay, Linux is a command line operating system. Okay, so where we are going to create an account on the top of AWS, and then on the top of the AWS, we are going to create an AWS server, and then we are going to learn Linux for almost 5 to 8 hours. Okay, that's the first goal. Because without learning Linux, all of this cannot be handled. Okay, all of this cannot be handled. So, and you can learn Linux by creating some kata coda. Lot of other options are there, sandbox test accounts and all. But from the day 2 3 itself, we'll go with production approaches only. So we'll provision servers on Amazon cloud, and then we'll try to learn on the top of it. And then once we are familiarized with the Linux, then we'll jump to projects. Okay, in total in this training on day 4 or 5 itself, we are going to start working on 2 projects. One is very old project, very old project, because when you're applying for legacy companies and extra latest companies, you should have the knowledge. Okay, very old project, which is a monolithic project, which we are going to work. Monolithic project. Next is microservices based project. When you're going for interview, you can also directly tell that you worked on this project. Okay, very latest. It's an IBM open source project which we are going to work on. Okay, it's an IBM open source based project. While going for interviews also, you can directly tell that this is the projects that I worked on, that much which projects we are going to work. Okay, and the project that we are going to do is one of the IBM open source project, which is having almost 22 plus servers. Okay, and we are going to implement both the projects. Okay, once we are done with implementation, what we do is we'll try to identify the problems. Okay, we'll try to identify the problems. So like this, we are going to identify the problems. Just a second. Allow me a minute. Yeah, so we are going to identify the problems. Okay, so what are problems that we have? We are going to list down all the problems. Okay, based on we are having different experienced people, right? So we'll take the feedback from different set of audience. Okay, what is the product, how is the product looking, what can be done better, and we are going to implement, and we are going to have all these taken note. Okay, as I said, we are going to implement production grade principles. So keeping that in mind, we are going to take all the note, and then once the problems are identified, we are going to use, okay, the open source tool to optimize the things. Okay, so what are we going to learn? What all types of infrastructure we are going to deploy? Okay, so we are going to deploy and implement mutable infrastructure and immutable infrastructure and containers. Okay, both we are going to deploy the solution on servers, and at the same time we are going to implement it on containers. What is a container? Even if you don't know, that's fine. Okay, and then in any interview, take any job description in India and US. Okay, they'll ask you, we are looking for an AWS cloud engineer with a Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform. Or they'll ask you, we are looking for an AWS cloud engineer with SonarQube, Prometheus, Grafana. Or we are looking for an AWS cloud engineer who has good experience on scripting and Elastic. Like that, they'll ask you. And that's the reason we have mixed both. Okay, and for example, if you take, okay, so once we have implemented the project, we are going to automate the project. Okay, we don't want to do any of the things more than once manually. Okay, so we would like to automate the project by using bash scripting. Okay, bash is a Linux based scripting. We are going to do that, and we'll implement that, and we'll see certain solutions, and then again we'll see some problems, and those problems we are going to solve it with Red Hat Ansible. Ansible is a configuration management tool, okay, which is acquired by Red Hat. And now Red Hat is acquired by IBM. So technically Ansible is a IBM based product. And then next is Jenkins. Jenkins is a automation framework. Okay, Jenkins is an automation framework. You take any company, 90 out of 100 companies uses Jenkins. Jenkins is an automation framework. Rather than you running the scripts, rather than you doing the things manually, you can tell Jenkins to do that. Okay, and then we'll work on some secret management solution called a secret manager and vault. And then Terraform is industry's leading thing. Okay, if you take 100 jobs, 95+% of the jobs will have Terraform in their job description. Okay, so Terraform is very important. Terraform is used to create infrastructure using code. Okay, so versioned infrastructure you can create. So in the entire curriculum, 25 hours of the curriculum is on the top of Terraform only. Okay, you can become a subject matter expert after the completion of Terraform training. We are going to cover extensively. And then once the product is ready, once we are having 20, 25, 30 servers, okay, you need to monitor, right? Okay, how much is the CPU, how much is the memory, whether the service is up or not, whether the service is available or not, or if it is not available, who has to be alerted. All these things will be done by a tool called as Prometheus. Prometheus is a monitoring tool. Okay, and then to display nice graphs. Okay, you have seen the graphs here, right? You have seen the graphs here, right? Okay, all these graphs are made by Prometheus. Okay, are made by Grafana. Grafana is very famous tool. Grafana is very famous tool. So even the Indian stock exchange, okay, a lot of stock exchanges uses these graphs. Okay, so what are the graphs that you see in the internet are all of them are Grafana. Okay, we are going to build the best in class graphs using Grafana. Okay, and then we are going to have hundreds and thousands of servers, right, where the logs are going to be stored. Okay, we need to have a solution, and that logging solution that we are going to do is ELK. Okay, hundreds and thousands of servers are going to give you lot of logs. These logs we are going to capture and use it somewhere, and the centralized logging solution is ELK. Okay, next next Docker and Kubernetes is one of the most happening thing in the industry. Majority of the applications which are running on the top of the servers are migrating to container and then getting deployed on the top of Kubernetes. Kubernetes is a product designed and developed by Google. What if I say Gmail, YouTube, okay, Gmail, YouTube, Maps, Calendar, everything are hosted on the top of Kubernetes. So do you believe it? Even if you believe it or not, that's true. Okay, Kubernetes is an open source project developed, designed, and developed by Google, which is handed over to the open source community. We are going to learn it extensively. These are the tools that we are going to learn. Now you can ask me, are we covering the market needs or not? Okay, there is a very famous website to check, roadmap.sh. These guys are going to tell you, if you want to become a DevOps engineer in 2023 or a site reliability engineer, what all needs to be learned. What all needs to be learned. What these guys are telling? These guys are telling you to learn one programming language. So either you can learn one Python or Bash scripting. We'll go with Bash scripting. And then you need to know one operating system. And then here purple indicates, okay, recommended. Okay, this is what they're recommending. And green is nothing but okay. What they're telling is you need to learn Linux, and in the Linux, Red Hat is something we need to learn. Yes, we are going to learn Red Hat Linux. Mhm. And in Linux, what all you need to learn? In the Linux, they are telling you these are all the options that you need to learn, which we are going to learn. Okay, bash scripting is what they are suggesting. We are going to learn. Okay, we are going to automate it. And once it is done, what they're telling, okay, what they're telling is, and how to set up a reverse proxy, which we are going to cover, and forward proxy, firewall, load balancing, caching, all these things we are going to cover by using both Nginx and Apache. Okay, both we are going to cover. And in the containers, they're asking you to learn Docker, which we are going to do. Okay, what is suggested, we are going to do. And next, in the infrastructure as a code, what they're telling is provision the infrastructure using Terraform, which we are going to cover extensively. Done. And in the secret management, we are going to use Vault, which is the suggested. And in the configuration management, we are going to use Ansible. Okay, Ansible is one of the top, one of the highly used configuration management tool. We are going to cover extensively. You can also do certification after the completion of it. To that extent, we are going to do. And then we are going to implement Kubernetes on the top of AWS. We'll learn to the core out of it. Okay, and then next in the monitoring space, what they're asking you is to learn Prometheus and Grafana. Yes, we are going to learn both. Okay, and then in the for managing the logs, they're asking you to manage Elastic Log. Yes, we are going to cover. And in the cloud providers, what they are suggesting is first learn AWS Cloud. Okay, either AWS Cloud or Google Cloud. So we are going to cover AWS Cloud. Okay, so out of their suggestions, 95+% of the suggestions we are going. Okay, which means we are covering the market needs. Okay, majority of the people who cover the training are almost equivalent to 4 to 7 years of experienced professionals. So if you complete the training, you can or you can be like, or you can show an expertise of almost like 4 to 7 years of experienced professional. All right, guys, so this is what it is. So are we covering the market needs? The answer is yes, we are covering the market needs. Okay, and then I can see a few questions. Can you please show me your browser? Okay. Yeah, this is my browser. Okay. So guys, this is how I organize the thing. So since I deal with training with across the people, this is a plugin. So if you're interested, you can install a plugin called as start.me. So which can help you in organizing the things. Okay, start.me, you can use this plugin. All right. So, so the next thing is who can pursue the course? Okay, who can pursue the course, and how is the market for cloud and DevOps and services that we offer as a part of the course. So anyone who is interested, okay, anyone who is interested can join the course. Okay, so if you are in the IT background or non-IT in the background, that doesn't matter. The overall duration of the course is 120 hours. It will take almost 10 to 11 weeks of time. If you spend 10 to 11 weeks of time, you can be a cloud and DevOps engineer. Having said that, every day you need to practice at least for 1 to 2 hours. And how is the market for cloud and DevOps? Exclusively in India and US, there is a huge market, irrespective of the layoffs that is happening in the industry. There is a huge market for cloud and DevOps. Just for a 4 to 5 years of experience, a guy can also make 15 to 20 lakhs. Okay, that's the market. If you are really potential, there is a huge pay for it. And what are the services that we offer as a part of the course? So let me answer that. Okay, so let me answer that. Okay, so first thing, guys, the overall duration of the course is 100 to 110 hours. It will almost take 10 to 11, 10 to 12 weeks or 11 to 12 weeks of training, which is almost 2.5 to 3 months of time. And the batch timings are Monday to Saturday and 7:30 to 9 o'clock, and Sunday to Friday 9 to 10:30 if you are in US. And what all do we provide as a part of the training? Okay, what all we provide as a part of the training, and we'll be working on 2 projects, and both the projects are going to be given to you. You can also use it in your GitHub. Okay, and second thing, you will be given the project source code. And third thing, every session that we are going to work, every session that we are going to do, and every session that we are going to have every day is going to be recorded and will be shared with you. And second thing, you will be given support. So where can I practice? You can practice them on the top of Amazon Cloud, which will tell you how to do that. Okay, so you can practice everything as per your choice. Okay, you can practice them on real-time servers, which corporate companies uses the same cloud will use to practice. Okay, and you will be practicing on the top of my lab missions, which also means I can connect to any of your missions at any point of time. All right. Next, so during the training and even after the training, I am going to okay, support you for the next 1 year. Whenever you're having any questions, you're still a part of the community channel that we are going to be onboarded. You can attend and your questions will be addressed at any point of time. And training material, so do I need to write the training material or not? You don't have to majority of the times, but if you make your own notes, that's awesome. Even if you don't make, that's absolutely fine. We'll make your notes and we'll publish it to you like this. Okay, for example, Linux. Okay, for example, Linux, we are going to make notes for you like this, and when you're going for any interviews or anything, you can prepare these notes. Okay, we'll also give you references, how to fetch the notes, where to fetch the notes, all these things we are going to share with you. Okay, everything will be shared with a crystal clear aspects like this. All right, and yeah, post the completion of the training will also help you building the resume as per the project that we have done. And post the completion, we will be giving you almost, I trained 1200 people, 400 to 500 people reported that they got jobs. We have some good base of interview questions which I'm going to share with you that will help you in your job aspects. And the overall duration of the course is 105 hours. Okay, that's what I have, and it's all yours. Okay, the floor is yours, so please let me know whatever the questions you have, I'll address them. So before that, let me go to the questions that are posted in the chat window. uh, how much, what is the fee that I need to pay? So please talk to your coordinator if you are coming through any, please talk to the person who has shared you the link. And are we going to cover Python? No need of Python. So unless until you are planning to go to the application development background, you don't have to. If you're a DevOps guy, if you know bash scripting, that's more than enough. Okay, in interview they might ask you what scripting you know, you can say bash scripting, that's more than enough. And so audio video calls. So guys, can someone please confirm me, am I audible? Check.
They're audible.
Yes,
Okay, you're
Manu.
audible, but your
Yes,
screen still.
audible.
So Hemant, please check from your end. And can you please tell me syllabus we are going to cover in the course? I think I covered that. And you kept us on mute. I think you can speak, Ashish.
May
Uh,
I speak for 1 minute?
I
Sure,
got a
please.
quick question.
Please tell.
Yeah, so when we say after the training support, do
Uh-huh.
you or your marketing team, some people provide us job support or such, as we are going to post 3 to 4 years experience, right? If we are troubled
Mhm.
somewhere in our job, do
Yeah.
you support us?
You don't have, see, once you are onboarded, okay, you'll be in directly contact with me, and you'll be added to the community channel. Okay, so for any sort of technical questions, training related questions, you are always open to ask. Okay, and we are here to help you on this aspect. Okay, and this is
So
my
that
53rd batch. And
does that cover job support sort of thing?
when you say job support, okay, there are two real aspects. Okay, you are working on something and you are blocked, you need some help, I am here to help you. So job support meaning people have changed. So job support is like doing your work. Okay, doing
No, no,
your work.
that is what not I'm inferring to. I'm inferring to, if since you are new, you get some theoretical 3 or 4 months course and you jump into a job, and
Uh-huh.
then you face real time issues.
Anytime you can
Uh,
reach. Anytime you
okay.
can reach. You can. The group is still open and you guys are still open. Okay, and I have people from batch 40 45 still approach me for any sort of questions. Okay, and majority of the people who join this training are 50+% of them are through referrals, and referral will only happen if you like me and if you maintain that rapport, and that's what I maintain with the team. Okay, you can always open and it's recorded, I said. Okay, you can always reach me. Session recording with lifetime access, support during and even after the training, on record I mentioned it. Okay, and yes, that's true. Can you expand after on training? Yes, we are going to. And do you provide support? Yes. Can anyone please answer language we are going to use? We are going to use English. Okay, English as a primary language. And do you have openings for freshers in the present market? Yes, definitely. I don't say there are no options. Definitely there are options. And you can use LinkedIn to market your profile. And I made a small article on how to market your profile using LinkedIn. Okay, so I think a few of the people reported this helped them how to apply LinkedIn jobs. All these things I'm going to share you guys. Okay, so one of my friend, okay, one of my student who is a fresher, he applied for 75 jobs in 3 months using LinkedIn. He's a fresher. How he got job? Okay, that's what he shared his experience. I published it. Okay, LinkedIn is the best platform to get a job, even if you are a fresher. Okay, even in India or US, Harsha. Second thing, I'm from the non-technical background. Yes, it doesn't. Ramesh, if you are ready to burn your next 3 months of your time with whatever we are going to learn by investing extra hours, yes, it's possible. I have seen with different set of experience. We'll be learning Git and GitHub. Yes, Azhar. So this is the current batch. We are going to extensively learn Git, GitOps, and GitHub. Okay. Yes, we are going to. We will also see GitLab as well. Okay. Do we need to learn bash scripting? Would you cover? Yes. I'm going to cover bash scripting as a part of the curriculum. Yes. Till when we have to confirm the course pursue. You can attend for 2 more days or 3 more days. So first 1 week, you can. It's your choice. You can attend them and can decide. Is this course meant only for DevOps engineer? No, Sarita. It is for both cloud and DevOps. Once you complete the training, you can attend for any of the jobs. Okay. You can attend for any of the job. When is the batch going to start? So batch is going to start from tomorrow, guys. So as I said, and the batch timings are this, and the batch timings are fixed. Okay, batch timings are fixed, and the batch timings are Monday to Saturday, 7:30 to 9 o'clock morning. If you are in India, and if you are in US, Sunday to Friday, night 9 to 10:30. So from tomorrow, batch is going to start. Okay, and what if somebody don't have any questions? That's fine. As I said, even if you have experience, that's highly welcomed. If you don't have experience, initial 1 or 2 weeks you'll be struggled, but yes, you can make it up. Okay.
Sir,
Uh,
how much we expect as a salary package when completed the training curriculum? We have
uh,
a tech experience of approximate 3 to 3.5 years of experience.
if you are having a real experience, if you are a really working guy, 3 to 5 years of experience, you can experience. For example, if your pay is 5, so you can expect anything in between 15, for
Three
three to
years,
five
sir.
years of experience.
Approximate at minimum 2.5 to 3 years.
Okay, you can easily get anywhere in between 10 to 15 lakhs for 3 years. Okay.
Okay, okay, okay,
Having said that, you should be a good performer. Okay.
okay, okay.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
But yes, you be behind the content and you be behind the practice, your finance will be behind you. Okay. So your finance, your package will follow you. You focus on the core content and the byproduct will be coming. Okay. Always your main product should be your content. The content's byproduct should be the money. Okay. Just follow that, it will work out. And
Sir,
what if
sir.
someone have any questions after the training or after the class? So we'll be onboarding you to the channel where you can reach us anytime. Okay. So for example, okay, you can reach us
Hello, sir.
anytime. Yeah, please tell me.
For me, there is a 4 years gap in career.
Mhm.
I-
Talk to me offline.
uh,
Talk to me offline on this. Okay.
okay, sir. Okay,
Uh, Talk to me. Have a call with me after this. Okay. I would like to
okay,
speak
sir.
to you more on this in person.
Okay, sir.
And
Right,
and
Manoj.
yes, please tell me.
Yeah, actually, so this seems to be only fit for DevOps. What if we are already working on legacy application? We are looking for some modernization
Mhm.
on the
Yes, we are going to cover.
application. So,
Yes, we are going to cover.
so what
So we are
kind of
going to
tools
modern.
or
Mhm. Yeah, please go
will
ahead.
be covering?
Yes,
Like,
yes.
let's say we have some Windows services and all. Like, we want to
Hmm.
modernize that.
Hmm.
So, what concepts we are going to apply? Just high level. Are we
Sure.
covering that?
Yes, we are going to cover. And whatever you said, converting the Windows application to okay Linux based application is not
Not
your job. That is a
not
developer job.
application.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I'm the developer,
Hmm.
so I'm looking for some modernizing Windows services into
Hmm.
some
Hmm.
cloud-based services, or
Sure,
let's say AWS services.
sure. So we are going to take two projects, right? Okay, which are server legacy
Okay.
based projects, and we are going to
Hmm.
modernize them, and which we are going to containerize them. We are going to make their own containers, and then we are going to deploy it
Yeah.
on the top of Kubernetes. So that modernization also we are going to do. Okay.
Okay. As part of that, are you covering anything, something called Lambda services or AWS services? How do we use and what is the
Yes.
approach, best approach to convert
So
all these Windows services to?
sure. So there are two questions here. Lambda. Lambda is programming. Okay, so for example, if you are a developer, you'll get a task, I want to do something. If someone uploads something, I want to, some function should be triggered that should compress the image and should upload it. You need to write some logic. Those logics are written and deployed on the top of Lambda. That is more or less like a developer task, not related to DevOps or cloud. Okay, how do you schedule it, how to create the function in the form of code, and how do you configure thing is the cloud and DevOps guys task. Okay, clear? And you're talking
Yeah.
about window modernization, right? Windows. So Windows is altogether a different game, and Linux is altogether a different game. Since majority of the market, 95+% of the market is Linux, I deal more or less on a Linux-based approach because Linux is the market. Okay. What if I say
Okay.
95 to 98% of the corporate and enterprise infrastructure is on Linux? And if you see in the big tug of war between Windows and Linux, Windows already lost the game. Windows loves Linux. You see this when Satya Nadella became CEO, this is what he said. We are not an enemy anymore. We love Linux. And if you take Windows 11 or Windows 12, which they have released recently, their core part is Linux. Okay. So yeah, Linux is the future. All right.
Okay.
Answers your question.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
So we are going to modernize the Linux based application from servers to Kubernetes. Okay, and are you going to cover only basics or advanced? So this is going to be really advanced, which we start with basics. We start from basics and we go with the advanced approach. And are we going to cover cloud formation? No cloud formation. We are going to cover Terraform because Terraform handles all the clouds. Okay, so for example, if you go with cloud formation only supports AWS, but if you go with Terraform supports almost 2,885 cloud providers. So that's the reason we go with Terraform. All right. And so, so Aman, I saw your message. You said that you are previously trained somewhere. So give me a chance, see the training. My content is very close to the reality. You can see and understand it by attending to few more sessions. Kirtivasan, so that's fine. So Kirti, I saw that you're not good at coding. That's fine. You don't have to be a programmer to do this. If you come with an open mindset, I'm going to teach you from the basics. Okay. Are we going to cover network hardening? Yes, we are going to cover networking hardware as well, networking as well, and networking hardening as well. Okay. And is recordings available? Yes, Jay, recordings are going to be available lifetime. And till when we have to confirm I think we already addressed it. Career gap addressed. Earlier I already, okay. Is there any specific certification we can
Manoj,
attend after finishing? Yes, please tell me.
Manoj, can I speak for?
Sure, sure, sure. I'm reading
Like,
the questions. Yeah, the chat window.
okay, like you said, you will cover everything for SRE
Uh-huh.
also.
Uh-huh.
You did not tell me about that incident management and post-mortem
Mm-hmm.
and root cause analysis,
Mm-hmm.
which are
The through
core concepts in
mm-hmm.
SRE.
Throughout the training, okay, we are going to work on root cause analysis only. We'll do something that doesn't work. We'll go through the logs and we'll try to identify what is the issue and then we'll fix it. We don't have a specific session for root cause analysis. The whole training is keeping those aspects in mind we designed. Okay, we identify the problems, we are going to fix it. While fixing it, we'll got some issues, again we'll find the root cause of it, we'll fix it, we'll ensure. Okay, the main idea of the root cause analysis is ensure what is causing the issue and apply the strategies that ensures that issue won't happen again. Agree with me or not?
Yes, yes, yes.
That's the core of the training, and that's the reason I mentioned it's a hands-on training. Okay, so we'll build the observability.
Coming
Okay,
to the
we'll put
post.
more load. Okay, we'll put more load on the machines and see how system is behaving, and based on the system behavior, okay, if any issue comes up, we'll find the root cause analysis. All these things will be in the core. Okay,
Okay. What about the documentation and post-mortem?
documentation, that each company has their own standards which we cannot hard code that. Okay, so certain companies will say 5 whys, certain companies will say 3 whys. That's organization documentation which I don't want to comment. Okay, if you learn the process and if you know the strategy, documentation doesn't matter.
Do you also teach the Dynatrace?
Sorry, Dynatrace, no. Dynatrace is a very, 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 very costly component which I cannot afford.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to afford only Elastic Logstash, which pretty much you get everything.
Fine,
Okay.
fine. Thank you.
Okay. You know, right? Dynatrace is one of the costliest tool. As an individual, I cannot afford.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And no one in India can afford, by the way. No one in India or US cannot afford that. Okay. Not just me. All right.
But nowadays
And
in
if
the
you learn one
JD,
observability tool, if you learn one observability tool, rest of them remains same. Prashant.
okay, thank you.
So if you learn Elastic or if you learn Prometheus, your mindset will be tuned. So that makes you self-driven. Yeah. Please go ahead. Others. Others, guys. Any questions? Anyone? I could see a few more questions in the
What
chat.
about Sachin?
Yeah. Please tell me. Mhm. I could see one question. I have been a Windows guy throughout my career. Do I need to get any certification after this course? So typically, no, Azar. If you are aiming in the India market, you don't have to certify. You don't have to say this. Okay. So if you are coming with a learning mindset, I'm going to teach you Linux from the core. Okay. You just come with a learning mindset. I'll help you throughout. I'm a beginner on AWS. Yes, we are going to cover AWS. Okay. We are going to implement all the solutions on AWS cloud, as I said. So we are going to cover 15 plus services on AWS, guys. Okay. 15 to 20 services. Okay. You can also clear associate exams as well once you complete this. Okay. You can clear certifications as well. Is AWS, is Jenkins cover both Jenkins Enterprise and Core? Yes, we are going to cover Jenkins. And Anthony, we are going to cover Jenkins, and CI/CD for Kubernetes also will also be done over Jenkins. Okay. And Kishan, any questions, Kishan?
Yeah, hi Manu.
Hey, hi.
This
Please
is
tell.
Deepti. Actually, now I am
Hey, Deepti.
working as a manual tester. Can I shift to
Mhm.
the development DevOps?
Definitely. I have trained more than 50 to 70% from the manual testing background in my last 4 years. Definitely, it's
Okay.
doable, but for the first 1 or 2 weeks, you'll feel little challenging because all these things will be little new. So don't
Mm,
leave the ropes for the first 1 or 2 weeks. If you're consistent in the first 1 or 2 weeks, the rest of them things will you make it up. Okay. The only thing you need is consistency with practice, whatever you do on a day-to-day basis. Okay.
okay, thank you.
Okay. Yes, that's doable. Having said that, you need to dedicate at least 1 to 2 hours of time per practice. And I'm ready to help you whenever you have any questions. And you should put your 100% effort.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
okay, Manu. Thank you.
And with this vast content and 120 hours of content, you can almost be like 4 to 7 years professional. Okay. And this is my profile. And this is my, yeah, you can always, that's always doable, Livia.
Yeah,
We are
okay,
going to
Manu.
cover CI/CD pipelines, right? Yes, Wahid, not just right. We are also going to implement CI/CD pipelines along with Jenkins shared libraries end to end. Okay, what all certifications can we apply? You can apply for associate level certifications and practitioner. I just now joined the webinar. Sorry, it's my fault. I'm currently working as monitoring my users. Okay, is this code training help me? Yes, we are going to cover that as well. Yes, Venkat, we are going to cover everything whatever is being displayed. Okay, and uh, being distance degree in particular, that should be fine. I think your education should not be matter. Okay, in certain set of companies might not accept, but it's not like you cannot survive. There are say companies which allows. Okay, if we are able to apply 100 jobs, you can apply 75 to 80 jobs. Okay, but still the scope is there. Okay. Can you share detailed syllabus tool-wise example Jenkins containers Groovy scripting? Yes, Ajay, it's already published. Please check with the person who has shared you the meeting link. Okay, that has all the details. Ajay, who has shared you the link, meeting link? How can I use the ENV for practice even after the course completion? Karun, we are going to show you how to create a AWS free tier account. As a part of the free tier account, Amazon is going to offer you some certain services free. Using them, you can ensure rest of the things are can be practiced at production grade enterprise grade accounts for free. Amazon offers you an account for free for 1 year. But there are some services which you consume, which you pay. So you should be ready to pay 100 to 500 rupees per month for the next 2 to 3 months. So
Yeah.
that should be fine.
Okay.
And are there any batches? So guys, the batch timings are, these are the batch timings as I mentioned. Okay, so I don't run much batches because I'm also a working guy. So the batch timings are 7:30 to 9 o'clock and Monday to Saturday. And the batches are consistent, timings are consistent. And yes, these batches are fixed. Okay, and if you are in India, Monday to Saturday, morning 7:30 to 9 o'clock. So tomorrow morning 7:30. And if you are in India, so tomorrow night 9 o'clock. Okay, and the batch timings are Monday to Saturday, morning 7:30 to 9 o'clock. And if you are in India, if you are in US, Sunday to Friday, 7:30, 9 to 10:30. Okay, so please join. So that's it. I'm working as what all roles we are eligible to apply after the any course. So Vahid, you can apply for any of the cloud and DevOps roles. Okay, for example, let me check dice DevOps job, the dice cloud engineer job.
Hi Manoj.
Hi.
Yeah, actually I have one question. If you're already working in an IT firm in
Uh-huh.
like under some other technology,
Mhm.
so can we put this training experience as a real-time experience for like in future like uh, companies if we
Mhm.
wanted to apply for another switch to another company, so we can like this training experience would be enough
Definitely helpful.
to put
Definitely.
yeah.
Definitely. See, whenever
Mm-hmm.
I'm going for any interview, I'll show what all works I have done on my GitHub. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
just if by looking at this, they'll understand
Okay.
this guy know a lot. Okay. This is how I market my profile.
Okay.
I'll tell you all these strategies. How can you keep your profile hard? Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, so these are my ways how I do all these things.
Okay.
I'll tell you how to do that. Okay, so this gives you very great. Okay, so once the completion of the training, we'll also have a workshop, 1 to 2 hours of workshop, how to clear the interview, how to market your profile, how to keep your profile extremely strong. All these things I'm going to cover. Yes, that's doable. Okay,
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Manoj.
answers your question right with a proof.
Yes.
Is it I'm working as a DBA for last years. Is it okay if you can Ravinder? Definitely yes. Okay. I have seen a lot of admins, storage admins, network admins, DBA admins in my last 4 to 5 years who have extensively learned and moved. Yes, that's doable. So if you complete the course, you can easily gain an expertise of that is equivalent to 4 to 7 years of experience. Definitely. Okay. But having said that, you need to invest next 2 to 3 months of time every day. Whatever I'm going to teach, you need to practice them. If you do that, yes, whatever you said is true. It is achievable. Manoj, I'm based in Atlanta. I was wondering if I could connect with you on LinkedIn. Yes, Abhishek. So you can connect with me on LinkedIn. Yeah. Abhishek, can you hear me?
Yes, Manoj. Yeah,
Yeah,
I couldn't see your profile on LinkedIn, so
that's fine. You connect with me, I'll share.
okay.
Who shared you the meeting link?
Um, I don't remember actually. Uh,
Okay. All right.
yeah,
Okay. If you don't have my contact details, here are the contact details. Just message me on WhatsApp. I'll give you whatever you want.
yeah, sure. Thank you.
Just text me. I'll share you my personal details. Yeah, I just published my LinkedIn profile. If you want, please feel free to use it. All right, guys. Wonderful. Any questions, anyone?
Hi Manoj.
Hey, hi.
Manoj, if we miss the class phone
You'll
sessions,
get the session
shall
record.
we record?
You'll get the
Okay.
session.
We won't get the live sessions, right? Again.
See, even if you see, sessions will happen. Okay, in case
Okay.
if you don't join also, that's fine. You can still catch up the recording. Okay, for example,
Okay.
this is my 52nd batch is going on, right? For example, if you see the playlist here, which will be given access, so this is how it will be. You can go whenever you want. Okay,
Okay. Only recorded is the only possible way, right?
I mean,
I mean, recorded session is the only once we miss the class, only the recorded session is the option,
I'm
right?
always there. I'm always
Okay.
there. Okay, You watch the recording or you touch base with me directly. I'm always there for you. Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else, anyone?
Hi, Manoj. Good morning.
Hey, hi.
This is Dilip from. I have to. Actually, I have to talk with you. Sir Manoj, actually, I have a 4 years experience in security analysis.
Uh-huh.
Okay, but it's a. I'm working on compliance manager,
Uh-huh.
compliance team.
Uh-huh.
So I want to improve my skills. But that's why
Mm-hmm.
one of my brother, he's in coding part, and he told me in the
Mm-hmm.
cloud DevOps, it's a non-coding also. If you want to join, you can join. It's helping to security part to cloud. It anything.
Yes, we are going to cover DevSecOps as well. Keeping security in mind, we are going to implement all the DevOps strategies. You can also
Mhm.
apply for security engineer with DevOps skill set. You don't have to leave whatever you have. Okay, you can complement this skill set. Okay, security engineers with DevOps skill set is a very high demand in the market. Okay,
O-
you're in
Okay.
a safe hands.
Okay. So that is different. That is a different part, or this you can cover in this
In
session
this
only.
course only, we are going to integrate all the security as well.
Okay.
Hardening,
Yeah.
security, all these things we'll cover.
Because of I'm working on compliance team, right? I mean, like baseline compliance I'm working on. So it's a helping. I'm a zero coding person. That's why
That's
my
fine.
brother is. That's
That's
why
fine.
my brother is.
See, you guys will run some scans and you'll ask the engineering team to resolve it, right? Now you are
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
be an engineering guy. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yes.
what the
Yes.
whole training is.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You will run some checkmark scan or OSOP dot and rules and you'll ask the engineers to resolve. Now you are going to
Yeah.
be an engineer. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks. Thanks, Manu. Thanks. Thank you.
Answers your question, right?
Yeah. 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 Thanks for.
Wonderful.
Thanks for. Thank you.
Wonderful. And yeah, that's for today, guys. And we are going to meet. If you have any questions, you can stay. If not, we are going to meet tomorrow. And as I said, Monday to Saturday, batch is going to start from tomorrow. And tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. IST for in States, 9 o'clock evening is the meeting. Okay. And thank you each and every one for sparing your weekend to learn something really interesting and
Hi.
exciting. I think I tried my best to give you the best. Let's catch up tomorrow.
Hello.
Yeah, please tell me.
Yeah, I need your contact details. I could not able to find.